Hi friends, welcome to GTCoding. In this video, we're going to learn how to create a responsive mobile navigation. So in one of my videos, I had taught you how to create a drop-down menu using Flexbox. So this is the drop-down menu that we had designed. So I had a comment on that stating how to create a mobile navigation. So in this video, we are going to make this responsive, and when we are less than 500 pixels, we are going to get this menu button over here, and when you click on this, we get this menu, and we can go into the sub menus as well. So this is how we are going to create it. When we click on this, we can close the menu out, and when we get back to the desktop view, we can see that it turns into a drop down navigation that we had built earlier. So we are going to create this in this video, so let's get started. So I will just change this into less than 500 pixels. So here we are at 488 pixels. So first of all, let us change some of the styles. So we will create a media query. So I'll just type media queries over here, and here I will type media, and it should have a max width of 500 pixels, and here we will just check whether it is working. So we can see that it is working. So for our section, we are going to add a height of 200 pixels and a background color of white. So that has brought this section up a little. So now we will style the H1, and we will make the font size to 48 pixels. Now we will style the main nav. So for the main nav, we should have a display of none, but since we are styling this, we'll just comment it for now, and we'll also give a background color of dark gray. Now we will style the unordered list inside main nav. So main nav ul, and we will say flex direction to column. So here we can see it is set to column, and so we have one menu on each line. So now we will style the anchor tags. So main nav anchor tags, and we will give it a height of 48 pixels. Now we will style the sub menu and the sub menu 2. And we will give it a position of static. We had set it to absolute earlier in our CSS. If we go over to our sub menu, here we can see that we had set it to position absolute. So now we don't want that. We will just change it to static, and we will set the width to 100%. So we can see that when we hover over these, we get these sub menus. So it is working fine over here. Now we will style the anchor tags inside the sub menu. So we will give it a width of 95% and margin 0 auto to bring it to the center, and background color to 1A2E2C. So we'll go over here to submenu 2 anchor tag, and here give it a width of 90% and a background color of 101D1C. So we'll also make it important. So here we can see we have this background color over here. We'll also add important over here. So here we can see we have the background color of our sub menus. Now the next thing that we need to do is we don't want the hover effect over here. So when we are on a mobile device, we are not going to use this hover effect. So we need to change this to a click effect. So we will just remove this hover from here. So for that, we will go over here, and these are the hover effects that we have given. Now we will include it inside a media query. So here we will say at media, and the minimum width should be 500 pixels. And here we can see that now if we hover over this, we don't get the effect. If we'll make this a little bigger, so if we are at 500 pixels, we get this hover effect. We don't want that. I think I have to set it to 501 pixels. So here we don't have any effect, and if we go to 501 pixels, we get this hover effect and all. So that's exactly what we wanted. So here first of all we need to set the display of the list items inside the sub menu to none, and we will set it to block when we click on it using JavaScript. So we'll create one more class over here which we are going to use in our JavaScript. Here we will set the display of the allies inside any item to display block. So we'll say display block, and we'll also make it important so that it will be applied in any case. So that's pretty much it for styling our main navigation menus. Now we also need to have a menu button over here. So for that we'll go to our HTML, and here before our main nav, here we'll create a division with an ID of menu icon, and in that we will just type menu. So this is the menu button. We'll give some styling to it. So we'll type menu icon. Here we will set the height to 48 pixels and set the background color to dark gray. We'll set the color of the text to white. We'll also set the cursor to pointer. Now we'll set the text align to center. Then we will set the font size to 24 pixels and the line height to 2ms. We'll also set the font family to Roboto sans serif, and then we will set the text transform to uppercase. And now we will go over here to our desktop navigation, and here we will type menu icon and set it to display none, so it won't be visible when we are on a desktop. And here in our mobile navigation, here we will set it to display block. So when we are on a mobile device, we get this menu button over here, and when we are on a desktop we don't have that menu button. So that's pretty much it with the styling of our navigation. Now we have to add some JavaScript to make it work. So now we'll go to our project, and here we'll create a new JavaScript file, main.js, and here we will write the code to make it work. So now in our mobile device we need to have the click effect for our menu items, but when we are on a desktop view we don't need to have the click effect, we want to have the hover effect. So in our JavaScript we need to have some kind of mechanism to know whether this media query is applied to our HTML or not. So for that we will first create a constant and name it MQ for media queries, and we will type window.matchMedia. So in this way we can check whether the media query is applied. So here we have to type the exact media query that we had in our CSS. So we'll type max width, and it was 500 pixels, so we will say max width 500 pixels over here, and we'll just test it and see whether it is working. So we have to use the method called matches. So mq.matches. So in our if condition we will type document.body.style.color equals red. So if we are on a mobile device, we are going to have the color of our text to be red. So if I will save this, we can see that we have this color of red over here. If we go to our desktop view, we can see that we have this black color over here. So it is working. So now we will start writing code for our mobile navigation. So we have to write the code in our if condition because we want to execute this JavaScript only if we are on a mobile device. So here we will have some references. First of all, we will reference the main nav. So I will type main nav equals document dot get element by id, and the id is main nav. So we'll also go to our CSS and we will uncomment this because we don't want it to be displayed right now. So we'll just uncomment it, and here we can see that we don't have it right now. We will display it using our JavaScript. So the next thing that we'll reference is the submenu. So we'll just type constant submenu document dot query selector all, and in that we will type submenu. So this will select all the submenus. And the next thing is the submenu 2. So we'll type submenu 2 equals document dot query selector all, and we'll just type submenu 2. So one more thing that I have done in my HTML is that I have added these two classes. So whenever we have a submenu, I have added a class in my anchor tag called has submenu, and whenever we have a submenu 2, we have a class called submenu 2. So these are the two classes that I had added in my HTML. So I also have this class over here because here also we have a submenu. So you need to add these two classes, and then we will access these using our JavaScript so that we know exactly where we have the submenus. So I'll just type const has submenu and document dot query selector all, and here I will type has submenu, and we'll copy it once more, and here we will have has submenu 2, and we'll just change this to has submenu 2. And the last thing that we need to reference is the menu icon. So const menu icon equals document dot get element by id, and the id is menu icon. So first of all, we will add an event listener for our menu icon. So I will type menu icon dot add event listener, and here I will type click because we want to listen to the click event, and in that we will have a function. So here we will have an if condition. So if main nav dot style dot display is not equal to block, which means that if it is not showing right here, then we have to set it to display block. So we will say main nav dot style dot display equals block, and we have to set the text of this to X. So we'll just type this. So this refers to this menu icon over here. So this dot inner HTML equals X. Then we will have an else condition. So else main nav dot style dot display equals none, and this dot inner HTML equals menu. So this will take care of the menu button over here. So we'll just test it out. So if I click on this menu icon, we can see we have this menu displayed over here. If I click on this button over here once again, it disappears and we have this menu text over here. Now we need to add event listeners to all the items which has the class name has submenu. So we will have a for loop for this. So let I equals 0, I is less than has submenu dot length I plus plus. So here we will type has submenu, and we will reference the ith element, and we will say add event listener. We will have an event listener for click, and here we will have a function, and we are going to add the class that we created over here in our style.css. So this is the class that we are going to add to our submenu. So this will add the class to the list items in our submenu. So here we will say submenu I dot class list dot toggle, and here we will add the class name. So display block is the class name. So if the class is applied, we will remove the class. If the class is not applied, we will add the class. So this is what this toggle keyword does. So if we save this and if we will check this out, we can see that when we click on this, we get this submenu. We don't have any effect over here because we have to do it using the submenu 2. So if I'll go over here, we have the same effect over here. So we will do the same for our submenu 2. So I'll just copy this and paste it over here, and I will just change everything to submenu 2. So now if I will save this and check it out, we can see that we have this first submenu working, and if we click over here, we have this second submenu working as well. So we have everything working just as we wanted. So that's it for our responsive mobile navigation. So if I will save it once again, we can see that we have this menu button over here. If I click on this, we get these menu items. If I click over here, we have this submenu. If I click here, we have this another submenu, and everything is working all right. So this is basically how you can design a responsive mobile navigation and a desktop navigation using the same markup that you have over here. So we'll also check the desktop navigation. So here we can see we have this hover effect over here, and everything is working fine, no problems there. If I'll switch back to my mobile navigation, we can see we have our mobile navigation over here. So I hope that you have enjoyed this tutorial, and if you have any doubts, you can ask in the comments below, and subscribe to this channel to get the latest video updates. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a nice day.